Welcome back. This is our final session for the day, and we will dive into one of the most, well, it's for me, one of the most exciting frontiers of AI, real-time generative AI for video and photos, some technical challenges uncovered. Let's give a warm welcome to our final speakers of the afternoon, Eliot Andres, CTO at Photoroom, Francescu Santoni, CEO and co-founder at Mojo, Olivier Reynaud, co-founder and CEO at Aive, and this session will be animated by Dounia Zouine, co-founder of Meuf App.
I have to jump on the chair. Hi everyone, my name is Dounia Zouine. I am the co-founder of Meuf, the first social network dedicated to women, 100% safe place because it leverages AI but also human. Before that, I was chief AI and data in major media and entertainment companies in France and in Europe. And I am very delighted to be here today. I will let the panel speak for itself and present. Francescu.
Hi everyone, super excited to be here. So I'm Francescu. I'm originally a software engineer, passionate about mobile, video, and AI. Turned into an entrepreneur and now co-founder and CEO at Mojo, which is an app that enables everyone to create like stunning videos for social medias like Instagram, TikTok. And basically that turns everyone into like a super video maker. And we are leveraging a lot AI more and more to generate our content and enable non-technical people to create easily content.
Thank you. Olivier from Aive.
Hello, so yes, I'm Olivier Reynaud, co-founder and CEO of Aive. So I'm an entrepreneur since 20 years. Before I co-founded Tids.com, the global leader in video advertising. And so with Aive, we created since the last few years, 4 years, and multimodal generative technology for enterprise in order to automate video post-production at scale. So I'm not engineers, I'm more on the marketing side, but entrepreneurs in technology since 20 years and more. It will be great to talk about what it do at Aive exactly.
Welcome Olivier and Andres from Photoroom.
Hello everyone, so I'm Eliot Andres from Photoroom. I'm co-founder and CTO. Photoroom is a platform for image editing, specialized in product photos. So with more than 200 million downloads, we help companies like Amazon, Decathlon in France, Celency as well, create visuals that sell more. So we help automatize image editing and create stunning visuals that boost your sales.
Thank you. So first of all, maybe the why of this panel. The startups that we are hosting today have all highly demanding businesses because it's either mobile apps with B2C consumers, millions of people using those apps together, or because it's a B2B business. What Aive is doing is helping companies like media and entertainment companies to streamline their video production processes. So of course this content costs a lot, and they want to have it used very well. So it's a highly demanding industry. When you inject AI into that, the first question is that your products are already live. You have millions of customers, so you have problems related to performance, to the quality of the delivery of the Gen AI that you are using. So this panel today is to dive into those challenges and how in real life, actually, besides from the keynote, the talks and the scientific papers, how is Gen AI today performant and meeting those high expectation demands. So this is the why of the panel. Maybe first of all, even though we are going to talk a lot about AI, I think it's very healthy to focus on the customers and the users. So yours are particularly demanding, so they are accustomed to very fast responses time. So how do you do it today, and how do you maybe tackle this dual problem between performance of the quality of the GenAI delivery and the rendering of those videos, and also very fast response times? Maybe Francesco first, please.
Yeah, so great question. Basically, every product in the history has to make choices, right? So you have to make compromise and to decide where you put the bar between what you want to offer and what people want to experience. So basically, for example, there's high difference between text, photos, and videos, and also a big difference between mobile and web. And the other difference is, like, let's say, B2C, prosumer, versus B2B. So if you look at everything, if you take our example, let's say like video, mobile, and prosumer. So basically you get with mobile you get expectation about something fast because people won't wait a long time on mobile.
I think that the standard is below 1 second
yeah,
when
exactly.
you are in mobile.
Which is for video today impossible. So we try to leverage also other technologies such as like the new iOS offer you to put, like, for example, a widget on the home screen that enable people to wait while not keeping the app open, for example, small things like that. But then on the model itself, you have to make that choice. Unfortunately, video is slow and also still a bit cringy sometimes. So that's the area where you can't really do a lot. But then in photo, it's something that I think already like more mature in doing those choices between quality and speed and maybe.
Thank you for the transition. So Photoroom on the image side.
So on the topic, we have an interesting story. When we got started in GenAI, we launched our first feature. So we worked on it for 2 months. We put it out to the users. We release it. You take a picture with your phone of any object, and then you have to wait for 1 minute before getting the result. And no one was using it. Really, like it was a
infinity. 1 minute in mobile
on
is
a phone.
Infinity.
Like in that time, you receive 3 notifications. You're like, which I'm going to open TikTok. So it is an infinity. And we were telling people, okay, we'll send you an email after, hoping that it would come back, and it never came back. So we learned that having an instant result was key to the experience. We went back to the drawing board, we optimized the models, we changed a little bit the way the processing was done, and it went down to a few seconds. So it's a bit more than a second, but you still have a nice loader to wait, and you get your result instantly. And when you think of iteration time, so if you're not happy with the result that you get, it's a world between 1 minute and a few seconds. It allows you to do a few iterations, whereas with 1 minute you do 1 or 2 at the maximum. So really this speed of the model is key for us.
And Olivier, on the B2B side, how do you balance between performance and quality of the GenAI delivery, or AI even, and then response times? Because even B2B people don't have time.
Exactly. And as an introduction, our focus is AI and video post-production. It's not produce first content. It's when you have the master and advertising from a studio or a movie, and you want to create all the versioning, the reformat, the adaptation, the summarization with audio adaptation also. This is the post-production. So when we started Aive in 2019, so a few years ago, the state of the art were a little lower than today in image, video, and audio, because we embrace all of this. When we started with my co-founder on the tech and AI part and our team, so 20 engineers 4 years ago, our approach was, to give you the insight, to transform audio-visual content into data. So our approach was to say, okay, we will create an AI for each creative aspect. One AI to detect people, one AI to detect emotion, one AI to detect shots. So more than 20 AI models later, all things together, we are able to transform a video content into data. First, in the first years, we work with short video content, advertising, for example. So at the beginning, to transform a video into data, 1 minute video was around 7-10 minutes of analysis. It was pretty cool because make work together 20 AI models and together it's a huge performance. But it was long, and now we are more working with video not of 1 minute with movies. So imagine analyze a video of 2 hours. It will take 1 day. So the challenge we cracked on the last few years was to virtualize our AI, because we are on a multimodal generative technology approach. It's video and audio. So all our technology, we quantify all our model in order to fine-tune them to keep only the most important, because we are mainly on open source model plus proprietary model. So that's why it's fast. Now we are on real time. 1 minute video is analyzed in 1 minute. Huge performance. First, it's the analysis part. And after, when you do summarization of video, reformat, repurposing, few years ago, you click, you have your result in 5 minutes. It was amazing because without Aive, you use Adobe. It takes 2 hours or 1 day to do the adaptation. But 5 minutes was long. And now, with the quantization plus the virtualization of AI, when you do your summarization, it's instant. It don't take seconds. It's instant. After, if you like it, you have the audio adapted, everything, you generate the export, it takes few seconds. So with it, we have a delightful user experience. So virtualization of our technology with more than 20 AI models and quantization of all of this. It's a huge challenge. And of course, years after years, the model evolves. There are some updates. We have always to keep update on the new models, and all our MGT technology improves the days in order to be at the top of the state of the art.
So now we've talked about how to have a robust Gen AI product like Live, because it's performant in its delivery, because it's super fast, because it can run on a device like a smartphone and still be very competitive in terms of responses time. But I guess that robustness of a product is also its value proposition. And when we talk about Gen AI, we have to talk about hallucinations, or at the least some exotic and unexpected results. So to have a robust product, it means that you have Gen AI delivering some kind of truth or some kind of quality when it comes to video. So today, how do you tackle the risk of these hallucinations? And if you do so, please tell us, because there's a lot of people trying to look into the project.
No, yeah, it's a great question again, because when we released, I remember our first animated model, we used like open source models and open source LoRa's too, so fine-tuned models. And believe it or not, we would like exclude a lot of not safe for work content by either like keywords, by trying to fine tune and stuff. But the models, some of the models and some of the LoRa's were so much trained on like non-safe for work data that we couldn't get rid of that at first with that model. So what we've done is like two things. One, counterintuitively, is also about your product and the performance, because as Eliot said, like if you wait 1 minute to get a result, and that result is like hallucination, you will be pissed, right? But if you wait 1 second, at least you have more shots. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is what we do, instead of analyzing like too much the model itself and trying to kind of get observability with like fine-tune benchmark for each iteration in the model, we use like more high-level metrics, and basically we cheat a little bit by using some proxies, which is, for example, let's say you create something, and we will measure the ratio between like creation to download, and then for some point, like some countries or some areas, we can see like some drop, and then we see, oh, it might have like a problem. And the last part for us is also on top of all the technical observation is the customer support. Luckily enough, we don't have to kind of generate content that directly goes on the live. So we are a creativity tool, so people can validate before submitting on their Instagram account. So yeah, basically they won't create, they won't share if there are issues, and they will share with customer support.
That's why I said that those guys are working on a very high standard, because the result of what they are doing is instantly visible to the users and to the customer. Like you definitely can see the video how it was generated, and then if they are not happy with that, they tell you guys. So, can you just like give us an example, maybe of some customer feedbacks that you had because you had a shitty Gen AI hallucinating?
Yeah, I think that. The thing is, I don't want to steal the story for Eliot. I think he has a better one that he told me the other day. So no,
yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay. So
this one was super fun.
You're doing the transitions today. So yes, you guys decided that no model out there, no Gen AI model was enough for you. So you decided to create your own foundation model. So you're training your LLM on images. So yes, tell us. But if you want to start with the great example, you can also start with the great example.
No, before I tell you a bit more about the model we're training, we're actually facing the opposite of hallucinations with our model. So what we do is that you take any object and we generate the background for you. And the issue we're running into is that the model is too realistic. So if you shot your product with a very bad lighting, the background that will be generated will try to match the foreground, and therefore it will match the very bad lighting. So the model is following too much the input information that it has, and it's not generating good enough results for the user. So we have to trick the model into telling it, okay, even if the foreground is badly lit, is blurry, generate a background that looks like it was
so now your users are expecting to enhance the quality of their photo by using your model, not only the creative part of it.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So even if you shot a bad picture, you will get a nice background. And in the past, the model was not used to doing that. It was matching whatever was in the foreground. And so, yes, we're training our model. It cost quite a large amount of resources. Like right now, we have a cluster with 256 H100 GPUs. So training the next iteration of the model. To give you an idea, this is around 10 million euros per year to rent such a cluster. So it's a big amount of resources. So you might be wondering why we're doing this. One of the reasons is actually nudity. Like all of the open source models, they have been trained on the whole internet data, and they've learned like how to generate nudity, and we don't want that for our users. So we're filtering the data to remove violence, to remove nudity, in order to have a safe experience for the users. The second aspect is speed. With a custom model, we can control the architecture. And the last one, and it's probably the main one, we're convinced that in order to ship the best AI image model, you have to know how to train one. So that's the main reason. We want to be the best in the world, and that this won't happen by using other people's models.
And this model is going to be available through an API, right? Or are you just going to use it at Photoroom?
Exactly. So it's available today at an API, the current iteration. We're currently training the next iteration, which is 10 times bigger. It's currently in the oven cooking, and it's going to be released in a few weeks. And we will be releasing an open source version as well, probably next year or the year after that.
Okay. You have to tell us your example. We've been teasing it for 5 minutes now, so just tell us about the dogs. That's the example, right?
So we have dog groomers using the app. So it's hairdressers for dogs. And they're using the app to send funny pictures of the dogs to the owner. So they groom the dog, and then they put the dog on the beach or on the surfboard in order to get more business with the owner. The funny picture is part of the deal. And we ran into an issue because we've updated the model, and previously the owners, they were snapping a picture of the dog on the grooming table, and the model was keeping just the dog, so they could put it on the beach. And we updated the model, and it was keeping the dog and the table. And suddenly we got on our Facebook community a crowd of dog groomers really angry because they couldn't send the owners nice pictures of the dog. So we have to roll back the model and update it in order to just select the dog and not the table.
Wild Gen AI. So when we were preparing this panel, you said that generating pixels is like fighting a battle against hallucination. Just before we move to the B2B part, how are you faring in this battle? Like, are you winning, or are we going to have to come back next year to know? We still need 1 year of work.
No, if you look at what's happening right now, basically we are like there is like a battle versus like generating pixel versus like rendering them. And a few years ago, it's like started like to have kind of debate. I think that today the debate is already over. It's not even a controversial thing to say or like a visionary thing to say that pixel generation is likely to kind of take over. If you look at even like rendering techniques, they're using more and more AI. There were like a talk just before from NVIDIA that saying that chips are not enough like for ray tracing, and they're using AI. Even like approximation, I think AI is very good. If you need like precise stuff, maybe not, and maybe not soon, but think about like lightning, shadow, and stuff like that. What will perceive a human being is not like how the shadow is actually like the actual shadow, or does it feel like a good shadow, you know, or good lighting? And that's really important. That in those areas, like it's not the accuracy that wins; it's like the feeling. And for that, I think like generative pixel will. Win.
We have to
by
come
far.
back next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Olivier, on your side, you do not generate content, but still you have to tackle this approximation and the hallucination problem. I don't know how you're doing it when Dior just gives you like their advertising video and they want you to post-prod it. I can't imagine a world where this could be approximative. So how are you de-risking this kind of situations when it comes to video in Gen AI?
Yes, we have to keep in mind that at Aive, our market is B2B and tier 1 companies. So it's like companies like LVMH, L'Oréal, Stellantis, Omnicom, IPG, or Meta also. So very demanding companies. So they have to be very accurate, everything and no hallucination. First. Secondly, about generative AI, it's great, about all the opportunities, but right now I prefer to speak about just AI, because on our side, we have the both. We work on an AI convergence. So at Aive, we have a lot of AI analytics model that transforms the content into data. And thanks to this old data, we use some Gen AI like audio summarization, video summarization, reformat, sentence, topic generation, etc., etc. So all of this, yes, we have the generation for the format, for the summarization, etc., and also for the dialogue in order to understand what people are speaking, who, etc. We work a lot of some diarization of the dialogue to understand more, something very determinist. So it is key topic we tackles, and all the solution on our side are all server side. So you have to be very accurate and totally determinist, no resolution. So on our side, we are not in the game of the crazy hallucinative issue. And for enterprise right now, it's his opportunity, but they can't use it really for advertising or movie. It's too early. There is a lot of opportunity, but really it will be at scale a global opportunity in 1 or 2 years. So we are going in this direction. AI takes years, so but we are going to it. So this is the direction we are taking. So because we buy separate AI analytics, Gen AI all together, and with a control with a multimodal way.
So this is the interesting part, maybe to be based in this real life AI project that we wanted to discuss. So there are a lot of technical teams here, and in the world before Gen AI, like in IT, software development, and just AI projects, we had a testing methodology. We could, even though there were always people that said that testing is doubting, but we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, we had a testing methodology to like be sure 95%, 99% that what we are shipping live is going to be a good product and behaves the way that we designed. With Gen AI, I feel that like we are some kind of blind, and it's just shredded this testing methodology that we had. So today, like very practically, your teams, when you're delivering Gen AI project with your teams, how do you de-risk this specific testing is difficult with Gen AI, and yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop here.
Yeah, I think like again, there's no one size fits all, I would say. Especially like, for example, if you look at LLMs and text. So we have also like a speech subtitles and smart features around that. For those, like the ecosystem is getting more and more mature, where you can have like test data set to kind of test and auto evaluation. Of course, it's not perfect because it's not 100% determinist, even with fixed seed and stuff like that. There are methodologies. It starts to still, I think, be mature. But for pixels, it's a bit more complex, to be honest. So there's like test suite that.
So what you're saying, sorry, is that we are working on it and it's becoming possible when it comes to text?
It's already, so basically, to give you a simple example, LangChain as a back office Langsmith. I'm quoting this one. If other competitors are here, I know. But then you can have, like in production, all the traces of your LLM. And when you have a versioning on both, like either like the model or the prompt, when you change one parameter, you can have a new version and evaluate to get a data set. And when you have issues, you add kind of like a test, basically, the kind of failing issue to the data test, and you get like this scoring. But again, the issue with non-algorithmic thing, I think it's related to the, in the end, for us, in the same methodology that I was talking about before. In the end, you will see that through the kind of users. Of course, we don't have the same kind of demanding way for extreme like B2B and enterprise. So what we do is basically we use product data and we use customer service. Like and that's for most of the time we identify issues pretty thing, and we have like a score generation to download or to share. On the
so
product.
no beforehand testing, but then like iteration with the feedback that you get afterwards. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys with your LLM, are you better in your hallucination, or how do you test it? How do you de-risk your project?
It's definitely a challenge. There's a lot of once a model comes out of the oven, there's definitely a vibe check that you do with them all, where we put up a demo that anyone at the company can use, and they play with it, and they say, okay, I try this prompt, it generated that image. One of the tests is that the previous model struggled to generate the Eiffel Tower properly, the new one does it better, so you end up knowing your model a little bit. So that's after a model is trained. Then when we go to production, we do what Francescu highlighted, which is we A/B test the models to the export. So we say, okay, if you have version 1 of the model, what's your likeliness of exporting? If you have the V2 of the model, what's your likeliness of exporting? And if hopefully V2 likeliness is higher. That's what we did for the latest model. However, it was just an average. So on average, the V2 model was better. But for the dog groomers,
that's why you missed the dog.
Exactly. We could only measure the average. So now what we're doing is that we're splitting by categories of the image. So if you have a dog image and you're using V1, what's your likeliness of exporting? And you can do it for all the main categories of your business, and it gives you more granularity on measuring if a model is better or not.
You're really doing it for each category, or are you sampling?
So it's a work in progress. Right now we have 10 or 20 categories, and we're adding this because we missed it on the last model. We don't want angry dog groomers again, and so it really is a work in progress. There's no magic wand in evaluating image models. You still have to trust your users. In a way, they're voting with their export. It's implicit. They're picking a model, but they're voting and saying, okay, this one is better.
Okay. Olivier, on the B2B side.
Yeah, on the side, the thing is. We have to be totally autonomous in terms of AI in order to don't have external perturbation on us. So we don't use any API of GAFAM or OpenAI for our model. It's contractually mandatory, so for all our clients. So it's all open source inside and proprietary algorithms and models. So we can fine-tune all of them, and we can adapt and maintain them, all of them. First, to avoid all these test error and with production with client. Secondly, all our models, we make them evolve with new updates of the model. So sometimes we have the same models that evolve, so all our technology progress in the years with the state of the art. Sometimes some new models are not good for all our all our organization of technology. For example, the last version 10 model of YOLO, we don't use it. We use version 8 because for our needs, it's good and it works. But the 9 and the 10, there's too much errors for our enterprise needs. So that's it. We use the last one, but not the best one, not the last one. And sometimes with some new model, sometimes we turn off 2 models, we replace by only 1, or so we have always to fine tune. So in this way, it's something really we stabilized our technology. Of course, we are doing tests daily with all the team to improve, etc. But like every company.
Thank you very much. It's clear that Gen AI in video, but maybe for all industries, presents a lot of challenges. And I think that we need this kind of humility right here, just to say that not everything is at the place that we want it. And there's a lot of risks, a lot of testing still to be done. So thanks a lot. It was very insightful. I hope that you enjoyed it. And see you later, maybe.
Thank you very much, Eliot, Olivier.